Hello, everybody. It's Mike Brown, the founder of FlowTrack, and welcome to our Caviar Wednesday. So go ahead and drop a one in the comments if you guys can hear me okay audio wise. There's no echo. Last time I had an echo in there. Want to make sure that's not showing up, but thank you guys for joining me today. Today, we're going to be going over how you guys can use the time conditions and the sending days inside the automation flows. And that's actually a pretty cool step. So we had a customer that was talking about, how do I not send, emails on the Sabbath, right? Or, how do I only send it on the weekends or only the weekdays, that sort of thing. And we can go ahead and show you guys how to do that. And I just saw one of the questions pop in. Someone's asking if this webinar platform is part of FlowTrack. No, not yet. We got plans for world domination, but no webinar system in FlowTrack yet. So I'm actually using a software called OBS, and that's streaming to a webinar or Demio and YouTube and Facebook at the same time. So let's go ahead and share my screen and we can dive in and show you guys a few things. And so you guys can see my screen. I'm going to start by diving into one of the automation flows, and inside the automation flows, and let's just open up one of these right here. Here we go. I got a simple flow, right? Lead comes in, we'll tag them, put them in a pipeline. Everyone's familiar with that. Pretty much FlowTrack 101 in here on what you guys want to do. So one of the things that you can do is, let's say you're going to be sending an email to a customer. You might be looking at using the time condition, right? And you can use this for anything. This doesn't have to have an email after it. Can have any step after it that you want. But this allows you to specify the dates or days and time range for those days. And it's going to allow you to do a quick test. Is this time within or not within the time range? So if you want to do something like, let's send everyone an email, but only from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. and let's do it Monday through Saturday and not Sunday, right? That's where I would click these first 6, and now I got my time range. Now this step works actually 2 different ways, which is pretty cool. So you got this little switch box at the bottom, and this is going to tell you, do you want to actually wait? Do you want to pause the flow on this step until it's within this time range? Right. And so if this is checked, this basically functions like a wait step, right? So everyone's going to be waiting and kind of like stuck on this step until it's within the time frame, and then it'll keep processing, which is really cool. But so you can do that. You can uncheck or check that. You can also add multiple time conditions in here. So you can have a different time for Monday or a different time for the weekends versus the weekdays. So you can add multiple in here. But let me just go ahead and save this and show you how this works. So just like every other step, right? You just want to connect these things together. I like to line them all up so they look perfect. And now you got 2 branches on here. So you got a branch that's going to tell you if it's in or out of that time condition. So that is how you use it. It looks like people are dropping in some comments that the screen is blurry if you guys are watching on Demio. I've been hearing that the last few times, so I would definitely recommend jumping over to YouTube so you guys can catch it on YouTube. Should be good there on YouTube. So let me know if you guys have any questions. And on that note, please make sure you guys like and subscribe. That helps us out a lot. So smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, and make sure you hit the notification bell so you can get notifications when we go live. All right. And so now we got this time condition, right? And the user or the customer is going to be either in or out of that time condition. So we can do anything we want after that, right? So if you want to send an email or send an SMS, you can do that, and you would just drag it over here and connect that right here. So we can give this a subject line, hello, and we'll say this is from Mike. And let's see if I have any emails on this demo account. I don't have any emails on the demo account, so I'll just leave that email blank for now. And there's one other thing I want to show you on this step where you can kind of do something similar to the time condition. And that's on the settings tab of the email. All right, you got this option here that says sending days. So sending days allows you to pick what days you would like to send emails on, right? So a little different than the time condition where you can get really granular and actually pick the time range. But this allows you to pick, let's send on weekdays only or weekends only or a specific day. So you got that option in there as well. So if you got something that fits perfectly into that, like let's do weekdays only, I would just use the sending days in the email step. That is a great way to do it. If you got something that's more granular, like you actually have different hours for business on different days of the week, or you want to exclude just one day, you can do that in here as well. This would be great if you were like sending out text messages to your customers, initiating a conversation, and you're like, well, I'm out at lunch between 12 and 1, right? You can actually add multiple time conditions right here and specify you can do 9 a.m. to 12 and then 1 p.m. to 9, something like that. So you got a lot of flexibility in here. So if you guys have any questions, please go ahead and drop them into the comments. We're going to be reading your comments and answering them right here and your questions. And if you guys haven't already, make sure you guys follow us on social media. You can follow us on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook, and soon to be TikTok. So make sure you follow us on there as well. Now we're going to start going into some of the questions and we'll start diving in. So it looks like we got a question from Joseph. He's saying, can we move a web page from our account to a sub account? So you can do that using blueprints, right? And blueprints are going to be the way that you can actually transfer websites to your sub account. So let me show you what that looks like. So let's say we created a website in here and I got one in here, right? I got a website. So I can go into the white label section and under blueprints, blueprints are like a template that you can create, right? And you can package multiple items into a blueprint. It could be a website, could be 10 websites, could be a website, a phone number, and a form, right? You get to decide what's in that package or what's in that blueprint. So all you got to do is come in here and give this blueprint a name. We can call this something like the website template, and go ahead and click continue. And on this page, this is where we're going to get to pick what is inside our blueprint, right? So you can come in here, pick one of the sites, pick multiple of the sites, and then you can say, you know what, let's include a form on there too. Let's include a phone number. Let's include a flow. Let's include a pipeline, etc. Bundle everything you want. Just click save, and now you got your blueprint. It's super easy to do this. Now, there's 2 ways you can use the blueprint. Actually, I'm sorry, 3 ways you can use the blueprint. I'm going to show you. The first way is if you guys are a white label or black label user, you can just add this blueprint to a package. That means this blueprint's going to automatically run every time someone places an order. So when you're in the package builder, building your package, at the very bottom, you're going to see this option that says auto run blueprint on order or login. So just add this blueprint. Now this website template is in their account automatically. That's the first way. The second way you can do it is manually in the contacts. Inside the contacts, you can come in here, and if your contact is a user, you're going to see a little menu up here for blueprints. You're going to have a plus button, and you can just click to add that to their account. So that is the second way. A third way, and probably my favorite way, is actually in the automations. So inside the automations, if you pull up one of the automation flows, right, you can come in here and just search for blueprint, and you got this step called execute blueprint, right? So I can select my blueprint, save it, and might as well connect it to that time condition step I did earlier, right? We'll say if it's within the business hours, we'll execute the blueprint. If it's not, we'll wait there on that step until it is. So that is another way you can do it. So great question, Joseph. And now we'll move on to some other questions. And let's see. We got Robin saying, how about the ability to create and execute a blueprint on a sub account and say to save Google Drive and then share with any other account owner who can then install it? So I'm not super clear on your question. Save to Google Drive. What do you want to save to Google Drive? If you can clarify that, I appreciate it. I assume you're talking about sharing blueprints to Google Drive, but let me know if I'm mistaken. I'm not sure. And happy to answer that question. So just drop more details into the chat. Another person saying time condition is essential. Thank you. No problem. Anytime. And then can we edit a new welcome video that was pushed out yesterday for our sub account users? So absolutely, the team is working on that. They're actually adding a lot more cool things for the onboarding experience you guys are going to see rolled out there. And we actually took the video off that was, had no label in it. So I know people were asking about a way that they can upload their own video. So that video is actually disabled for now until we get the ability to customize that on a sub account basis, so you guys can put your own video in there, because everyone has their own color scheme and different things, and we want that to be congruent branding wise for everyone. So expect that soon. The team's working on it. We got a lot more besides that video that's going to be in there. But the other stuff's going to be different type of tutorials, not video based. So excited to show you guys what that looks like. So stay tuned this week. So great question. Let's see. So Dave is asking, can you connect to a Facebook group to get sign up info from when people who join the Facebook group? You know what, Dave? That would be amazing. I would love to find a way to do that. And I'm not sure, what the options are with that. But that sounds like an amazing idea. I know that's something we would use too, right? So ability to get sign up info. I'm just not sure. I don't know about that off the top of my head. I would say definitely if that's not on the roadmap, please post that on the roadmap. It's just roadmap.flowtrack.co. You can post your great ideas in there and make sure you upvote the ones you want to see, because that's what we're going to be looking at working on. What has the most upvotes? But great question. Good question. Robin saying correct. So any FlowTrack account owner can share their blueprint with any other FlowTrack account user. So great news on that, Robin. The team is actually working on the ability to share blueprints and a lot of other features with the blueprints. So that is something that's going to be in there. And the good news is you won't need Google Drive to share your blueprint. That's right. You can just be able to give them a code and execute that blueprint in their account. And we got some other cool features in there I think that people are really going to love, that will be unique to us. So super excited about that. Good question. I know a lot of people are asking for that, especially you guys are doing client work or selling blueprints and monetizing them, putting your expertise out there in the community. So I think that's awesome. We want to encourage that and see more of that. So stay tuned on that. Great question. What's the ETA on getting access to the new FlowTrack website? Well, you know what? I don't want you guys to be waiting on me to design the other inner pages. So let me just get that homepage in there, the landing page in there as a template, and then I'll end up just splitting it in half, because I know everyone's going to be asking me every day for the whole site, and I don't want you guys to wait on us to get the other inner pages. So I'll get that in there this week. I'm going to send it to the team now, so it should be any day. We'll get that, let's say today or tomorrow, something around there. We'll get the website template loaded in. Let's say this week. We'll get that template loaded in for you guys so you can have it. And then stay tuned for an update. We're obviously going to be doing more inner pages on the site. And for those of you that don't know actually what we're talking about, we're actually talking about the new flowtrack.co homepage. So we got it right now where, it's a little bit of a new look and feel, and a little bit, I think, cleaner and easier to read. So you got all the different features and stuff on here. We're going to make this a template for all the white label and black label users, so you guys can have this and customize it for your brand and your look and feel. And as always, this was built in FlowTrack, right? So it gives you an idea of what's possible. And we use our tools and try to battle test this as much as we can too. So every little thing in the website builder, we try to fix and make it better to have the best experience possible. And we definitely, got a lot of things that we identified and fixed, even just from, building the site. So I think around the end of this month, we're going to have another big release on the website builder with the calendar release. And so we're going to be, having a much more seamless experience in the website builder. So can't wait to show you guys that. But this is going to be what's in there as a template for you guys. So get ready, all you white label and black label users. If you guys haven't already signed up for that, we got a big button there to do it. So just click that button and get inside. All right, so let's go on to more of the questions. Let's see. Antoine is asking, is there a plan to increase the FlowTrack customer support? Absolutely. So we just hired Don. Welcome Don to our team. So he's in there, jumping in there with the support and customer onboarding. So we've been developing a lot of processes for that as well. That's why you guys are seeing some of those welcome videos pop up and some other things we have for onboarding. So absolutely, we've been growing the support team because we have been growing pretty crazy recently, especially since we launched the new website. So I guess everyone loves the new website a little bit more. But yeah, we're constantly growing. adding to the team, and Don's just the latest hire. So you guys will see him in the Facebook group. Try not to bother him too much, but try to use the support chat as much as you can. But he's in there in the Facebook group and still getting up to speed, so he can be a pro like everyone else in there. So good question. So Joseph is saying, does our account use SendGrid to send emails, and do we pay for the sends? Absolutely. So the SendGrid is built in, so you don't have to actually integrate any third-party email service, and the cost for the emails are just 0.001, so that's a tenth of a penny email. Now, if you connect your own email account, like such as your Google Workspace, something like that, there is no charge for that, right? So you just go into the chat section, click add inbox, and you can add your own email service. And there's no charge for connecting your own email service or using that, only if FlowTrack sends the email using our SendGrid account. So we actually use SendGrid on the back end as well. Every sub account has their own individual isolated reputation. So you guys got your own basically SendGrid account on the back end, which is really cool. So makes it easy, right? You don't have to deal with the API keys and integrations. You just connect your domain and the email magically works. So let me know if you guys have any questions about that. But I think that's pretty cool. Let's see. Leland's asking, is there any consideration for us to be able to affiliate a sales team through the software? Let's see, internal affiliate links for our own sites. So absolutely, that's what we have the tracking system for. You'll be able to track clicks and leads from anything, including affiliate sales. So that is in there, and the team is actually still working on that. So stay tuned for that. But the tracking system is going to give you lots of things, like the ability to split test, route traffic, do affiliate sales, and a lot better tracking of your marketing activities across the system in one uniform place. And reporting, right? So everybody loves reporting. That's going to be in there too. So that's going to be a great way to run your business. And it's a big one. It's a real big one. So I can't wait to show you guys that. And Joseph was asking, if we connect Google, does it automatically bypass SendGrid? So yes, it does. Just connect Google. That part's super easy. You click connect Google. It gives you a pop-up to log in with your Google account, and then it syncs with your email. So it doesn't go through SendGrid. And because it doesn't go through SendGrid, there's no cost to send email. Just be aware, if you guys are using Google, depending on the type of account you have with Google, they may limit you to the number of emails you can send per day. Some people, if you have a normal Gmail, it could be like 50 or 100. You have a Google Workspace or whatever they're calling it these days, it might be like 200 or 250, but whatever it is, there's always some limit. So if you're doing that for more like automated personal emails, that might be good. But if you got a big customer list and you're trying to send everyone an email, it wouldn't work if you have more than that limit. They'll start dropping your mail. So just keep that in mind. So if you're doing big email sends, newsletters, etc., definitely recommend using the SendGrid. If you're doing more of like the personal type of email, I think the Google Mail works just fine. Let's see. Leland's asking for a system for payouts. So payouts is a good idea. So you'll definitely be able to keep track of the payout amount and the number of conversions. But if you're looking for something like one-click payout, that's not in this release. That's something we would love to add to, the ability to keep track of payouts. But once we start doing that, then you start getting into other stuff too. Like those systems that do payouts always have the support for the 1099s and all the other stuff in there. You got to get as well. So this will be the first version of tracking, which I think will be cool. Payouts, I think, would be like something we can add in a future release. And let's see, go into the other questions as well. Oh my gosh, we got so many questions. Okay. Let's see. Someone's asking about better email management system inside here. So one of the things that is on our list and should be within the next month, we got basically a new way to send emails. So one of the things in here today is, in order to do an email, right, everything's a flow, right? And so we wanted to create an easier way to send out an email to your contacts, leads, and customers without building out a flow. Sometimes your flows are super simple. If it's just a one-off email, you might just have a flow with one step, but we can make it even simpler, right? So you can just have an automation in here, and you just click an email button that pops up, you get the email editor, and you click send. So we do have that. That'll be out there, and so stay tuned on that. I can't see who asked that question. It just says Facebook user. So yep. Let's see. Still reading the questions. Let's see. Someone's talking about they can't access their account. Andy, okay, I'll send you a message right after this. We'll connect after the video, get you helped out. We'll definitely help you out. See, Joseph already answered that question. Steve says there's a Chrome extension that will save Facebook groups user infos to a Google Sheet, and if there's a way to automate new entries on a Google Sheet to be imported in a FlowTrack, that would be cool. There's definitely a way you can do that now. With that, I think you can do some sort of hook or call from the Google Sheet to get that data anywhere, and that would be really cool. So let's connect on that, Steve, and see if we can make a little guide or tutorial on that, on how we can do that. So shoot me a message, and we'll get you connected with the right person to get that set up for you. I think that would be really cool. Let's see. Hope you give the ability to protect IP when you give a blueprint so someone can't resell or share it. So we do have some protection mechanisms in there with the blueprints. So you know that if you sold a blueprint to someone, it's only sold to that person. So that is part of it. It's not based on IP address though, but you do have a protection in there that that'll be part of that. So great question. Tyler's saying, can I use a script to trigger a flow? I would like to trigger a flow based on moon phases. So what type of script do you want to trigger a flow? So specify a little bit more and I can give you an answer. But you can trigger a flow really any way you want. You can even do it via API. You can do it from a third-party system. Do it on a button click, really whatever, just about anything. So if you want to clarify that, happy to answer. Another person's asking about, will we have video hosting? So we do have the video hosting in there, but there was an issue in the website builder. They were updating, so I got to see if that was updated in there. But when you're updating or adding a new project, I can show you real quick. I'm going to say new project. So when you add the video element to the web page, you do have the ability to select custom for the video, and that will allow you to actually upload the video in there. So, but I know there was a bug the team was working on for that. So I don't think that one's done yet, but I can just show you where the video upload is for now. So we can come in here and add in the video element. So right now you obviously got all the different video options. And I think that was one of the bugs they were fixing. The menu goes off the screen right here, but I'll just drag this down and take a look. So right now you got the video, Vimeo, and custom. Custom allows you to specify a file. So upload your video file here, and that does the video hosting in there. So you'll find that right in there. A great question. Let's see. How do we remove the help docs on the navigation so I can replace them with my own? That was a ticket I recall seeing in the list, to be able to specify your own links. And it's not just the help links. The way the team was going to do it is they're actually going to put a spot in the white label section so you can specify your own links over here on the right. So, it could be help docs, it could be something else, right? You can kind of put whatever else you want there. Really big on customization, especially everyone that's all white label. We want you guys to be able to get this looking and feeling exactly like how you want it. So stay tuned on that. Let's see. I'm going to dive back into the Demio comments. It looks like we got a lot of those as well. Let's see. Robin saying, is it possible to receive an inbound email and then based on something or other forward to that recipient a list of recipients, distribution list? I'm not exactly sure what you mean by that question, but it sounds like you want an inbound email to send an email to a bunch of people. I mean, if you had multiple recipients on the email that you're sending out in the system, you can have like a list of people you could broadcast it to. So it could be like a CC perhaps. I'm not sure if that fits or solves your use case, but let me know or provide more detail. Let's see. Can you show how to add a white label account from the black label? Great question. And so that's definitely a feature that's just for the black label, right? And that's the ability to create white labeled sub accounts from your white label. So you are the source of white label accounts. So just like on our website, all right, and you come down here and you see the pricing, you got 3 packages, standard white label, unlimited white label. You can have that same thing, right? You guys can sell unlimited white labels or whatever on your site, even though you guys have a white label site. So that's something new and unheard of. And the process for that is exactly the same as you do for a white label account, creating a standard account. It's just a different package. You're going to dive into the white label section, click on packages, and inside the package builder, you're going to create a new package that's based on the white label. Right? When you create your own white label package, you get to pick, are you creating this package based on the white label one or just the standard unlimited one? Right? And so that's when you can come in here and specify the package name right in here. And now you got your white label package. So as soon as you do this, it's just the regular way you would create a user. So you can create a user from the contacts page. On the contacts page, if you're doing it manually, just come in, click create user, get this pop-up. On this pop-up, it says create user, put in the user's details, and you can select the package you want right here from the drop-down. You're just going to select your white label package. That's one way you could do it. The other way you could do it, and probably the most popular way, is the automated way, right? So once you have a package, you can use the form builder and add that package to your payment form. So when people are checking out, right, they're actually buying that white label package. And that's how we do it, right? So when you guys go to our form and you click sign up, you actually go to the order form, and it doesn't matter if it's a trial or a paid account, right? You can still sell that package in there. And that way you're onboarding customers automatically. You don't have to be dealing with automated or manual account creation in here. But those are the 2 ways you can do it inside the system. Let's see. Rick is asking about the best way to track the usage in here. So you do have under your account, you can go in, click on my account, and under billing, you can actually see all your activity in here. So the activity on your account, purchase items, and even the price list. So you guys can click on that and check that out. That would be a great way to do it. Right now, the activity is just like, big long list, so you can see everything. I would love to get some, more of a summary breakdown in here. I think that'll be really cool. But right now, it's just a big list of all that activity in there. But great question. Let's see. And by the way, for everyone else, I just want to show you guys. So this billing page is not just available for you guys, right? It's also available for your customers. So if you're on the white label or black label plan, customers can self-help manage their subscriptions. They can come in here and add add-ons. They can upgrade their plans, etc. And self-help, including adding funds to their account, right? So you can come in here and add funds to your account. And, if you're using any of those usage-based items that you set, such as email, SMS, phone numbers, etc. Let's see. Robin was asking about ability to upload PDFs and other file types. So we did have a big list of things that we were going to support uploading. And I don't know if that one was done off the top of my head, but it might be in the release of the web designer at the end of the month. But long story short, we're going to let you upload just about everything you would want to upload in terms of file types. So whether it's a PDF, a Word doc, whatever, you'll be able to upload all that stuff in the website builder. So great question. And let me go back to Facebook and YouTube comments. Okay. Let's see. First thing, thank you. Yeah. Okay, so you're thinking about writing your own JavaScript or using a third-party API. So Taylor, definitely that was your question regarding if you can trigger a flow automatically. And so there's lots of ways you could do that, right? And let me just show you like a real world, example of what you could do. So when you click this Start Free Trial button, we got this pop-up, right? And this is just a pop-up in the website builder. It's actually an image with a transparent background, right? So you can see through it. And then we just have a form here. This form just has 2 fields on it, right? Name and email. And this form's hooked up to a flow. And so when you submit this, all our form builder really does is just sends an API call magically in the background, right? So you don't have to deal with the APIs. You drag and drop to build this form. That's easy. But if you want to use the API, it's the same API, right? So your form is hooked up to the automation flow, but it could be the same way as using the API. Your API is now hooked up to the automation flow. So you could have a form that has nothing on it and just a button, and you can have it so every time you send something to that, send a contact record to that, you can trigger that automation flow. All we need to actually process someone in the automation flow is to know who it is, which is their contact record, or we need some data that creates the contact record. So either way, whether we're triggering it for a known person or a new person, that's all we need. And so just if you're trying to design something for an API, I always say build your form first, because you kind of get to see what data you need. If you just need name and email and you're using that in your API, build that form, and now you got your API endpoint. And so to find that, just go into the form builder under contacts, and you'll see every form has a link to it right here. You just click on this link, open up the API documentation right here, and this is your custom API endpoint with the fields that you specified. So super easy to do, and gives you the ID of the contact in response after you submit it. So super easy to do. Dive into more of the questions. Let's see. Someone's saying, I love the new pop-up video on the main screen you added. Can we add a video of our own? Absolutely. I addressed that one, so we're going to let you guys do that. And we actually turn that pop-up off for now until everyone gets the ability to put their own in there. So that's going to be coming. Great question. Let's see. Another person saying, I want to edit a client account's package or permissions. How do we do that? So great question. And so what you're going to want to do is come into the contacts and let's pull up a user's account. And so when you have a user's account in here, you're going to have this option over here that says purchase. Now you can click on the plus and you can add something to their account. I don't have any products in here on this demo account, but all you got to do to switch them to a different package is just click add package. And when you add the package to their account, it's going to basically say, what do you want to do with the old package? Just cancel it or cancel it and refund. And this package will replace what's on there on the account. That's the easiest way to do it. Now, when it comes to changing roles, so every time you create a user in here, there's a little button in there so you can see what role this person has. So let me just create one as an example. I don't have any usage on my demo account. What am I going to do? But as soon as you guys have a user in here, it's going to show you a list of the roles that this user has. It's going to be a yellow little key box, looks like a key. There's going to be a trash icon next to it. You can add multiple roles to that user. So if you want to change roles, you're just looking at adding the second role and then deleting the first one. That's going to be the best way to do it in here. So good question. And let's see. Another way, if you're just trying to edit the permissions, might be easier, is just go into the permission settings or the roles, right? You can open up the role, you can come in here and you can customize it. So just open this up and you can just, uncheck or check these things. Like, you know what? They don't need to delete any of the billing stuff. Oh, turn that off. All right. Or you can get really granular and say, well, maybe they can delete coupons, but not credit cards. Right. And so you guys can come in here and actually specify every little detail that you want permission wise. And that's for every section. Right. So this person cannot create addresses, or maybe they can't view the addresses. You can get really granular on all the different sections in here, which is really, really awesome. So definitely come in and check out all the different options for roles and permissions. Let's see. Another person says, perfect, thanks. Let me go back into some of the other ones on Demio. All right, so is it possible to upload an email list and send an email sequence campaign without any issues? So absolutely, just the easiest way to do that when you're adding your people to the flows, I think is, just go into your contacts, select all the records. You might use these filters in here. So you might want to say, well, let's filter people that have a specific tag, right? You can select all those users and just click add to flow. And that's going to be the best way, easiest way to do kind of those ad hoc campaigns when you're adding a bunch of users to the flow. Now, if you guys ever wanted to put in any sort of delay or something in your flow, you can do that too. If you go under automations, I want to show you guys this step that a lot of people use. So that is the, I'm trying to think of the name. So a limit called the rate limit step. Rate limit step, basically, you can limit how fast your flows process for some reason. If you want to like drip out your emails throughout the day or something like that, you can actually specify, well, let's only process 100 records an hour or 1,000 records an hour or 10,000 records an hour, whatever it is. And you can specify, you change it per minute, hour, day, week, etc. That'll allow you to throttle that if you want to do that for some reason. You can do that in here. But that would be the best way to add people to your flow, is just doing it with that bulk action from the contact page. So good question. Let's see. Can you show us how to set up a flow if we have a video that asks them to text a keyword to our number and send them a text with that link? So that's a great question, Joseph. And so for that specific use case, I think people are waiting on one thing with one exception. So if you have one phone number and people are always sending in, let's say, that keyword or always messaging you guys on that phone number, then you want that service. And the keyword doesn't really matter too much, right? Because it's just anyone who texts that phone number. But if you're sharing that phone number with a bunch of keywords and using those keywords to filter their interest or intent, that's what you guys are waiting for, the SMS reply step, wait for SMS reply. So we have this step today called wait for SMS reply. But the way that you want to use it's a little different than how this step is designed, and that's why we're changing it. So wait for SMS reply actually waits for someone to reply to a message that you initiated, whereas you're looking to wait for a reply that someone else initiated. So this one is actually looking for, a specific message that has a reply in it. So once we have that step modified to do that, you're going to be able to process that. And then it's pretty easy, right? Then you just put in your keyword in here, keyword, right? And you name this the keyword branch, key1. And basically you say, well, let's wait for this keyword. Then we'll wait for another one. We'll say key2 or hey2. And we'll say, look for the keyword hey, right? And you save this, and now you end up with these branches, right? So you can go down different paths in here. And so that's going to be really cool. Really, really cool. Now, the one thing that I'm actually seeing in here, and that's, the feature might actually already be done, but before, when you use the wait for SMS reply step, I used to ask you, which step do you want to wait for a message being replied to? And I don't see that in here. So I wonder if that one was already done. I got to check on that, but that one might actually already be done. I'm not sure. But that's how you would do it. And you get those branches so you can, say if someone that texts this keyword, go over here. Someone that texts that keyword, go over there. If there's no match, maybe you want to text yourself, hey, maybe you got to, check those messages, or you got timeout if it was after the amount of time that you're waiting. So good question. Let me go back to the other comments. Looks like that's all the questions or comments in here for today. I'll give you guys another minute if you guys want to go ahead and ask any more questions. But if you haven't already, please make sure you guys smash the like button and click subscribe. If you guys are watching us on YouTube, and smash the notification bell so you can get more updates of our live streams. And hopefully giving you guys some good new feature announcements at the end of the month with the calendar and some other cool things. So I'll give you guys another few seconds if you guys have any other questions. Looks like there's no more questions for today. So I appreciate you guys joining me today for the Caviar Wednesday. I'm going to see you guys next time on Champagne Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. So hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.